Alright, we're good. Hey there, everybody, it's the Nasty One here again, and welcome back to the next episode of the Overdogs franchise rebuild here in Super Mega Baseball 4. We're ending year number 2 today, as it is the off-season episode here for the Dogs. As last time out in the regular season finale, we won the first game against the Jacks, improving to 8 wins, coming 1 win shy of clinching a playoff berth, but unfortunately in the regular season finale we lost by 15. So it ruined our run differential and made us lose every conceivable tiebreaker possible, as the Jacks would hold on to win the division despite losing their final 2 games of the season. Jacks would go into the playoffs, of course. They did not do well. I believe they lost in the first round. They got beat by the Heaters, who would end up going to the finals but losing to the Wild Pigs, the number 4 seed, as the defending champion Freebooters did not get out of the first round either. So both winners from both championships have been won by teams from the Beast Division here to start the series. And then last episode we went through the off-season signings. We'll refresh those for you here in a minute before we jump into actual free agency. But first, I forgot to do league leaders last time out because I was so depressed. So let's see how we did. Who is number 1? Sack the Song. There we go. Sack the Song is your year 2 MVP, despite hitting only 1 home run the entire season. He is still number 1. A slugging of .643, average of .514, OPS of 116. That's still pretty good. Walked twice. He also stole 6 bases when he got on. So he did a little bit of everything except hit home runs. So congratulations, Sakta. He just beats out Elmo Slater. I have a feeling if Elmo threw a complete game in there, he probably would have won. Marco DeMarco, a surprise third-place finisher with Chimo Gaspar. 4 players from our conference are on top here. Then to go Yolanda Cooper, Thrash Allmeyer, Doyen Stafford, JJ, Devin Godsendez, and Candela. Moving to batting, Sakta takes the batting crown with .514. Third place, our reaction with a .425, and Kasha Emmons surprisingly cracks the top 10. Moving to home runs, we didn't have anyone in this category, as we didn't have anybody hit more than 4, I believe, all season. DeMarco, the leader, with 10, and he also led the league in RBIs with 20. Statsman tied for second with 16, although he had 14 for a majority of the season. He probably could have gotten 220 had he not gotten so cold in the second half of the year. Sakta managed to get up to 14 and crack the top 10. Moving down to OBS, on-base percentage, Sakta's number 1, Elroy number 7. Moving to slugging, Sakta number 10, and OPS, Sakta is number 5. Then hits, Sakta led the league in hits, followed by Elroy with 31, and then Kasha tied for 5th place with 24. No one in the extra base hits department, no one in strikeouts for us, thankfully. Whew. Runs scored, we have Sakta cracking that top 10. Oh, that's playoffs. Any regular season, please. There we go. Let's see, Elroy was second, tied for 3rd with 16, and Sakta was tied for 6th with 13. Then stolen bases, this is where we made our money last season. Elroy tied for 2nd with 8, only beaten out by Hanley Dexteras. Turner Hood in 4th with 7. Sakta and Kasha tied for 5th with 6 apiece, and then that's it. But Sakta did get caught the most stealing last year. He went 6 for 10. He got caught 4 times, tying him with Henry for the most in the league. Anton, the next closest to get caught with 2. Everyone else was 2 or less. Pitching, no one from our pitching staff makes the top 10, unsurprisingly. We were really bad. Armando Ganuts, though, out of the bullpen for the Blowfish, got 4 wins, and Rally Overo out of the pen for the Grapplers got 4. Moving to ERA, 2 pitchers under 1 ERA. Starter Thrash Allmeyer from the Nemesis, and then Tarak Smith from the Hot Corners. Really? Tarak? Interesting. Phil Fluster led the league in saves with 4. Moving to whip, nobody in our team, nobody in OBA, nobody in strikeouts, unfortunately. Doyen led the way with 34 there. OBA goes to Shady D with 1.150. And Allmeyer had the lowest whip with an .066. That's pretty good. A lot of pitchers under 1 whip this year. Moving to pitching, strikeouts per 9, Doyen Stafford leads the way, 12.75, as expected from the league leader. Bishop Fuller, the only pitcher in the league not to give up a walk this season. Yanagi Haya does crack the top 10 in that category with a 1.29. Strikeouts to walks, Doyen Stafford number 1, 34 is the rating there. He had 1 walk the entire season. Alrighty, that's regular season. Playoff MVP is Kendrick Kerr leading the way out of that Wild Pigs bullpen. Quick run through that. Yeah, it looks like the Pigs are going to dominate this category, of course. They did play the most games out of everybody. So, not surprising they control most of it, them and the Heaters both. Quick run through there. No one really cares about that. We weren't playing in that. But congratulations, Sakta, on an MVP crown for you. Did he also win the MVP crown in year 2? Yes, he did. So that's back-to-back MVP awards for Sakta. Good job, buddy. All right, well, good thing we decided to keep him. Here's a refresher on what happened at the end of last episode where we did the off-season. So we have re-signed Anton Goodwood for the time being, along with Grizz Signoro, although we are looking to move on from Anton. I do not have any faith in him moving forward as our primary catcher. I would like a better option if available, a younger option preferably. Grizz Signoro, he's a decent backup for now, but if we could get younger there as well, I would like to, because he has also started to regress at 41. Sakta, of course, we paid the man the bag. He's got $20 million coming off of back-to-back MVP awards, so you kind of got to pay the man. Joe Trunk did re-sign with us. He'll be the primary left fielder moving forward. Dwayne Butterfinger, I'm open to replacing him. He's hitting 26 now. He should have progressed past a C+. He has not, so I think it's time we move on from him, especially since Joe is covering basically what he does, and Dwayne is just a glorified pinch hitter at this point. Elroy re-signs at second base. Rhonda Horn we decided to let go. I think it's time for a new third baseman on the roster. Smokey Ash, I am open to replacing him as well. Right now he is under contract. Kasha Emin, we let her go as well. She is aging. It is time to move on from her at shortstop. Dig was an easy re-sign. Turner Hood decided to test free agency because I didn't want to pay him because he didn't earn it, in my opinion. But he said, you know what, I'm going for it. Cheryl Dangerfield, we let him go as well. I would like a new backup option for the outfield if possible. Track Statsman, we did re-sign him despite his late season struggles. We know he's got a lot of potential. Warren Yout did re-sign. Yanagi Hayai re-signed. We cut Punchy Patterson. And I'm open to replacing Hayai and Sawyer. I don't care if we replace one or both of them. I want to get rid of at least one of them because they're both getting older now. Killer Bangett, I'm open to replacing. He struggled really badly last season, so if there is a good option out there in the bullpen for long arm, I might take it. Elaine is an easy keep. Horace Heimlich was an easy keep with how much he progressed this season. Archie we let go of because he has started to regress and he's just not as valuable as he once was. And Keisha, she needed to get off the roster because she was the one that blew that game for us at the end of the season. So, plus she's a mop-up woman. She's not getting any better. We need to find something else. So we go into the offseason with $53 million, and I went off-screen, of course. I went through the free agent pool to identify key players that we might like to sign. Here's what I found. The best catcher available is Tough Lift. So already Anton's looking pretty good, but I did find a nice backup option. Ned Sportsman, maybe a young development option there behind the primary catcher. And if we do go get Sportsman to replace Signoro, then we are going to look to probably bring in Tough Lift to replace Goodwood, because then we'll at least have a catcher with a good arm on the roster. And Tough Lift's a really good fielder, and he's not really a slouch in the batter's box either. He's a pretty solid hitter. But really, that's all we got. I'm here to offer an apology on behalf of the Keisha Shark community. Hey, Biscuit, welcome in, buddy. Nice to see you again. Hopefully your day's been well. I also found another young catcher option, Alberto King. He does have slowpoke, but he's a good fielder, and he has an average arm. So, if we do sign him, again, same thing, Tough Lift would have to be signed as well. He also has Distractor, which doesn't really matter because it'd only be a tier 1, but I just found him interesting as a rookie catcher option. Then moving to first base, we're pretty much set at first base. The only one I found interesting was Swindle Roca, who could be like a backup first baseman, really, because Joe Trunk is going to be primarily playing left field. And then there was also Lewis Rhodes, who I've looked at previously in the series. He's a good hitter off the bench. That's about all he's going to be good for. Same with Roca, though Roca can play decently at first base, so we can move Sakta to right field and move Statsman around in the outfield if necessary. So Swindle offers a little bit more flexibility there. Stimulated would only be at tier 1, so the music's a nice touch. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, Scootsy suggested that I should turn the music on because it would help my mic catch up faster and, be louder earlier in the video. So I think that's working really well. Plus, we're not listening to nothing in the background. Moving down the list, we weren't looking at second base. Elroy is pretty set at second base. He's not going anywhere. Although there is a young backup option, Christopher Ribeye, that I was interested in. I was also interested in Serena Stanley. But then I looked and I saw, she can't field number 1. And number 2, she's a crafty player. We don't have any crafty players on the roster. Not helping us for anything. Christopher Ribeye, he's again a crafty player, which doesn't help, but he would have inside pitch and Butterfingers. We can work around Butterfingers. He's only 22. We can probably get rid of that. Then I was looking at third base to replace Rhonda Horn, and Big Juice Jackson has tested free agency from the Jacks. That would be a huge steal. By the way, if that's a shuffle draft, you know you don't have to create a whole new league to do that, right? Yes, I'm aware. Oh, I'm just so used to doing it. Found that out after the fact. Damn it. What else we got? Oh, and Hack Liner is also available. I would like Hack. He can't field, but it's Hack Liner. Come on, how do you turn down Hack Liner? The Hack Liner. Then also Mario Mustachio is available. Henry Hamster are also available. Both are better defensive third base options than Juice and Hack. Neither of them offer as much pop in the bat, though, as either of them. But Mario would help with that disciplined tree category. Plus, he would have Dive Wizard at Tier 3. Henry would help with Big Hack. He's crafty. He doesn't really help too much with chemistry. Hack helps with the competitive traits. He also would have his traits at Tier 2. I always feel bad for Hack because the wide loads keep his traits at Tier 1, which is stupid. And then after that, Rip Dingers also caught my eye, but then I thought, you know what, if I'm going after Hack Liner, who kind of does the same thing as Rip Dingers, I don't want to go after him as well. Neither of them can field very well, though Dingers does have a slightly better arm there at third base. He would have power versus left-handers at Tier 3, which means he would always mash lefties, of course. Rhonda Horn, we're obviously not looking to bring back. Jude McKay is a younger option back there in case all these other guys fail, of course. And then there was also Danger Villarreal, who was a solid, well-rounded rookie third base prospect. So in case all the high-level guys go, we can always fall back on him or McKay. Both of them are decent options there at third. I would probably prefer Villarreal because A, he's younger, B, he has a better throwing arm. And you still have Ash, right? Yep. Good defensive sub. Could even move Hack and Juice to shortstop. That's true. And Dingers is perfectly good. Yeah, he's a good consolation prize. All right, then moving down the list, I also found Trisha Lee is out here from the Crocs. She'd be a bench option to replace possibly Smokey Ash, although she doesn't offer much on the defensive side of things. It would be purely from pinch hitter. We'll have to come back to that and see. There's also... then I moved to shortstop to replace Kasha. Blute Michaels is testing from the champion Wild Pigs, so he is available. We also have Buttons Bunterson testing from the Buzzards, and Carlton Starr is testing from the Heaters. And Elvis Stanley is testing from the Blowfish. So we have a whole bunch of consolation prizes here at shortstop that we could potentially use. Although I do see that Elvis did pick up Slowpoke, which is a shame. Honestly, could not go wrong with any four of them. Carlton picked up RBI Hero, which would be a Tier 3. Carlton, where have you been all my life, my friend? Yeah, Slowpoke's not even that bad. He would have Clutch at Tier 3, Michaels would have Rally Starter at Tier 3, and Buttons has his traits at Tier 2. I don't know, Carlton's calling my name with Tier 3 RBI Hero, that's pretty good. And then move down to list, Chewy Sweeney's a free agent again, there's Kasha, and then everyone else underneath I didn't care about, except Finnegan to Orange, he's a younger shortstop option. Potentially, in case all the other high guys go, we can always get him. Then move down the list. I don't think we were looking in left field. We had Joe Trunk. Maybe a bench option was what I was looking at. We have Cash Basket, who would have both her traits at Tier 3 from the Freebooters. Rookie Nicholas Horton. Although he can't play any... He can play all the outfield positions at least, but that's about all he offers as a rookie. Can't field very well. He's a decent pinch hit option. Star is obviously the best choice. You may not remain at Tier 3 Spirited after all the cuts. That's true. Do like Basket. And then center field. Turner Hood is actually the best center fielder option, so I have him starred because of that. I also looked at Yoink Sachs, who obviously is a great defensive center fielder, and we could always bring him off late in games or bring him in late in games if we wanted to put, say, Statsman in center field. We could put Sacked out and right. Other options are Geronimo James, who's a good contact hitter. Nothing much else he offers to the plate. And then Hieronymus Jackson would help with the chemistry, so I'll star him just in case. But he's not a great fielder in center field. And then there's also Marco DeMarco, who was the runner, like third place in MVP voting this season. He's a good bat. He's got great speed there in center. Plus, he helps with the chemistry on Spirited at Tier 3. And I also found young Raul Castro, who has first pitch prayer. He would help with discipline. He's a really great fielder. He has the prototypical center fielder arm, which is very weak. But he's a good contact back. He's got great speed. He'd be a superior Dangerfield. Yeah, that's basically what Yoink Sachs is. He's a superior churl. I also found Godfrey Storm as a potential bench option. He apparently popped off in the playoffs for the Pigs. He's got that cannon arm in center field. That'd be pretty good. Like a nice defensive sub. Perfect, okay. Sorry, someone texted me. I had to answer that. All right. Sachs' bat isn't that bad. Yeah, you got a point. He's not horrible. I can see why you hit so many home runs off me. And then right field, we weren't looking at any high-level guys. I think I was just looking for bench. And then I found that Norm Phenomeno is testing free agency as well. So he'd be a potential long relief option to replace Killer Bang It, maybe. How much is he asking for? 13.8. We might be able to swing that. We'll see how much money we have left. All right, moving to pitching side of things. So we have a couple starters we're looking at. Jamison Cisneros, Dick Lucas, Vern Turnbull. If we really want to upgrade that starting rotation, get like a bona fide number 2, possibly number 1 eventually. Moving down the list, I found Sanchez Silvio's testing from the Moose. Who else is out here? Axel Hunter, he's a rookie 19-year-old option. He's got solid ratings, but he's only got 3 pitches now that I look at that. I just now noticed that, so he's probably not as exciting as I thought he was going to be. Norm fits on any team, that's true. He does a lot of things. We could bring back Werner to replace, say, Cecil Sawyer. Maybe have him take that number 4 role from Cecil, knock Cecil off the team, and get another number 3. Then there's also Zane Rossi, who could be number 4. He's a crafty pitcher, unfortunately, so not really helping us with chemistry. But he does have decent ratings to start with. He has accuracy issues. Norm, of course, came up next on the list, and then long relievers. I wasn't impressed with any of them except Sal Slinger and Buzz Paston. I think both of them are solid options. Buzz, of course, would help with the spirited traits. He would get specialist against left-handers. Slinger, he's got great accuracy. That's about what I was impressed with him, which is something Killer Bang It struggles with. Does everything well but run. You are correct. Norm does not run well. Nor can he keep his hair inside of his helmet. And then relievers, Immaculate Spectacular is testing free agency again as he is leaving the Jacks. Rally Overo is leaving the Grapplers. Chucky Filthwick is also leaving the Jacks. Kendra Kerr is leaving the Pigs after winning the title. Got to step away, but I'll be giving you watch time. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Then I look down the list. Amazo Hayes is testing from the hot corners. Rookie Alan Sims is available. We also have rookie Buttercup Francis. I think she's a rookie. She is. Okay, 29-year-old option. And then Sasha Special. I was noticing a lot of crafty pitchers are coming into the league here. Max Texas I had starred. We're not worried about him anymore. Got Rodrigo Hester, who's a competitive rookie. C+, he's developmental. Same with Elliot Roundhouse. He would have pick officer as a righty. I'm more intrigued with Hester over Roundhouse because of the fastball changeup mix isn't as effective, I think, as fastball curveball changeup. Then there's also Al Hopkins. He wasn't that impressive. Neither was Omar Chambo. He's still too developmental. Harsh All Day, again, same thing, too developmental. And that was it. So let's go ahead and jump into the offseason here. We've gone through our options. A couple signings here to start it off. We'll recap them all once we get through the first 10 rounds. You doing good back there, honey? You okay? Baby girl's all right. She's laying here. She's enjoying the show. All right. So far through 3, so far so good. Couple early round moves in rounds 1 and 2. Nothing since. We're through 6. Going through 7. Still nothing. 8. No more. Number 9. Nothing again. And last round. Round 10. One other move. Okay, so let's go all the way down here to the bottom. Scrolling really quickly. Whoa. Losing our minds. Yeah. Sorry if this hurts anyone's eyes. My apologies. It's the quickest way we can do things. Woo! Are we there yet? Oh my god, I got myself a headache. How to? Maybe I'm not supposed to look directly at it. Maybe that's the problem. Alright, here we are. We're at the beginning. Alright. So first signing was Maximo Primo going to the Platypi. Lester Bronco to the Moose. Dirk Sportswood to the Grass Eaters. And then also DP Turner went to the Grass Eaters as well. Then in the second round, Max Texas went to the Nemesis. That was the only roster move there. And then we'll cover the last one, which is at the end of the round in a minute. I'm going to go down and check retirements. I forgot to do that. Who retired? Let's see. Bugsy Snuggs left the Sirloins. He's going to go play overseas, only age 33. So yeah, he's got some years left in him. Kerwin Arches left at age 37. He was a free agent, so he's retired. Grace Lupinovich retires from the Freebooters. At least they got her one more ring before she retired. And Armando Ganutz, after leading the league in wins out of the bullpen last season, he hangs it up from the Blowfish at age 35. So, maybe a couple big names, but nothing too overly surprising outside of Snuggs retiring at age 33 to go play in Japan, it sounds like. Yeah, so nothing happened in rounds 3 through 9, and then we just got to go to round 10. They had one more signing in round 10, which is way up here. Oh, there it is. Sirloins get Hurley Bender as the first person off the board, the S-tier starter. Okay, so we have options. What do we got? So we got a little bit of time on these catchers. No rush there. Lewis Rhodes is below his price point, so if we want him, I could probably swing a couple more rounds on him. I doubt anyone goes after him with how low rated he is. Swindle Roca, he has a few more rounds in him as well. Moving down the list to third base, Christopher Ribeye, he's got a couple rounds in him too. So third base, I think we maybe might be able to sneak one more round off these guys. I think the person most in danger of signing is Mustachio. He's already $500,000 above his price point. Everyone is below $1 million. I honestly think we could probably go one more round, but then we have to make a move. Moving down to shortstop. Bloop is already at $500,000. I think he goes in this next round, and I'm not really looking at Bloop as like our primary shortstop moving forward. Don't get me wrong, Bloop is great, but he's going to eat a lot of our money. So I would prefer like a smaller cap hit like Carlton Starr, who does also still give me tier 3 RBI hero, but he'll be the cheapest option available of these guys. Elvis is already 30. He's already picked up Slowpoke. He is showing signs of early regression. Bunterson, I don't like only contact hitting bats. I'm more of a power guy, so having Buttons on the team doesn't really help me too much other than giving me a leadoff hitter who can run. Bloop is great, but I can't afford him. I think Carlton is the best option, and he's got $0.8 million left, so if we get him down to like 0.5, I'll go pick him up. Then there we go down there. We're good. Moving to left field bench options. We got time on those guys. Center field, Turner Hood is 0.8 above. Same with Jackson and Sachs, so we got some rounds on them. The only one closest to signing is Raul Castro, who I'm not overly impressed by, honestly. And then Norm, of course, he's 0.8 above, so he's got maybe one or two more rounds left in him, I think. Starters, Cisneros, 0.9, 0.8, 0.8, 0.7, 0.1. Bergenberg, he's got one more round in him, and then we can go get him. Maybe we might be able to sneak 2 more rounds off of him. Who knows? The bullpen guys are looking good. They're like 0.9s their way. Yeah, we can wait on them. Maybe one more round, I think. So let's do it. One more round for everybody. Okay, so Juice Jackson is the first domino to fall at third base, like I predicted. I figured they would go after him. There goes Bloop. Yep, I knew Bloop was going. That's fine. Alicia Woodrow is picked for the Crocs. God damn it. You already have Pulo. Why you gotta do me like this? And you have Bricks still, too. He didn't test free agency. God. That starter's rotation's gonna kill me. Alright, so we got time on the catchers. First baseman, we might be able to sneak another couple rounds on him, so we can go one more, I think. Ribeye, we're fine. Alright, so Liner, Mustachio, and Hamster are all in the danger zone. We need to make a choice. Henry's already 32, so he's going to regress. He's not getting any better than what he is now. But he's a great defender at third base. But his chemistry doesn't really help us. Mario Mustachio is disciplined. He has one trade at tier 1. Dive Wizard would potentially be a tier 3. I have to see. I think Rhonda is a scholarly player, so I don't think that'll hurt us too much. And Hack, he is competitive, so he helps us with the competitive traits, getting closer to tier 3. And he's going to have 2 scholarly traits almost at tier 3 already. I think we make a big splash this postseason. We're going to go get frickin' Hack Liner. Yeah, Rhonda is scholarly. Okay. Yep, I had a feeling that was right. Give me the big man. Hack Liner. Come join the team. That's a big splash in free agency, and I love it. Alright, so Mario and Henry are off the list. I don't need Jude McKay. He's going to be too expensive as a backup. Same thing with Danger. Trisha is a decent backup option. I'm not overly unhappy with it. Yo-Yo also would be a solid backup option as well. How much would he cost? Like what? 6 million? Ooh, 6 million. Yikes. It's disgusting. Is there any, like, young third base? Well, I mean, there's Raffy Slaps. Fucking Raffy Slaps. I didn't even know he's still in the league. Hey, Dick Berger's a free agent again. All right, shortstop. Do we make the move now? Yeah, they're within their price points. Let's get Carlton in here. This is an easy choice here for shortstop. He's the best option available and the cheapest. Come on in, Carlton. 2 big splashes on the left side of the infield. You love to see it. All right, so we got that out of the way. Bench options. Are they ready? No, we got a couple rounds on them. Turner Hood, he's at 0.5 right now. I'm okay if we lose Turner Hood. I mean, yeah, he's young. He's got potential. He's only going to get better, but at the same time, he didn't really do a whole lot for us last season. So I would be more comfortable getting someone like Yoink, someone like Marco, someone like Hieronymus. They're not as pricey as he is. So I'm okay with waiting. Godfried, same thing. You can wait on him. Norm, he's at 0.5. I don't think we're going to be able to afford Norm with the 2 signings we just made, so I'm going to have to let Norm go, unfortunately. But, you know, sometimes it's just how it is. Starting pitching, we're 0.5 on these guys. Do we want to bring them in now? I think maybe we risk it one more round or something. Because at the very least, we can get Silvio. We can knock off, like, say, Sawyer. Get a little bit better there. Someone like Berg, someone like Rossi. Like, we overhaul the entire starting rotation. I think we can get one more on Bergenberg. I don't think Norm's going to fit on the team. I think he's going to be too expensive. Buzz Pastum's looking like a great option there as a long reliever. Be cheaper. And I don't think we're going to... With those signings, I also don't think we're going to be able to afford Spectacular, Overo, or Filthwick. I think they're gone. Kendra is a bit of a stretch. Maybe I could swing 9-4. We'll see. But we have so many B-plus options here that I'm okay with waiting another round. Yeah, that's okay with me. All right, let's go. One more round. All right, so Norm does go to the Crocs. He re-signs with his home team, so god damn it. Bunterson is going to the Sandcats, so he is leaving conference. So that means the Buzzards are going to need a new shortstop unless they start ham-slam us. Spectacular's going to the Grapplers. Thank God it's not in division. So he is no longer on the Jacks. Cisneros got picked up by the Buzzards to be their ace. That's a good signing. They needed one, especially since they lost Patterson. Kay Frequent goes to the Sawtees. She is no longer on the Freebooters bullpen. They also lost Lupinovich, remember? All right, what do we got? Still got time on these catchers. I ain't in no rush. Same with Roca and Rhodes. I mean, Rhodes is close to being signed, but I'm okay with waiting. Ribeye, he's decent. Who's the better bench bat? Lewis or Roca? Both of them. Honestly, I think we go get Lewis Rhodes. We're gonna go cheaper here. Although yes, Swindle would help with chemistry for Spirited. Let me see. What is Dwayne? Dwayne is Scarlett. Okay, yeah, we need the Scarlett to keep Scarlett in tier 2. So yeah, let's get rid of Dwayne. Let's bring in Lewis Rhodes. He's going to be a better option, I think, for us long term. All right, sorry, Dwayne. You're just not developing. I need someone there off the bench who's going to do something. And Rhodes is actually a better hitter, so he kind of fills Butterfinger's role. The only thing Dwayne really had was that tier 3 clutch, which was really boosting his ratings. So Lewis is, I think, the better player. He's also younger, so perfect. 25.5. Still got some money left. Chris Ribeye, he's close, but not quite there yet. Trish is also probably not going to be signed. I do like Smokey Ash. We probably need the better fielding bench backup behind Liner there, so. Basquet's almost there. Same with Horton, Turner Hood. Surprisingly, none of these guys have signed, but they're all B level, so no rush here. Dick and Vern are the next best options. Dick is decent. He'll help us with Spirited for sure, especially if we're going to look to replace High Eye, who is Spirited, and Sawyer, who are both Spirited, so. Yeah. Sanchez Scholarly, with a tier 1 Wild Thing, tier 2 Consistent. Not a lot of good options out here. When did LaJoy get Workhorse? Man, come on, Larry. Step up to the plate, my boy. Look at that. Stepping up big there. I'm okay with getting Werner. He's not horrible. Maybe cut high eye for him. We'll still have space there with the Spirited. Because she's competitive. Archie was Spirited. Keisha's Spirited. Okay. Turner was Disciplined. And Dangerfield was Scholarly. Okay. So right now we have 3 Scholarly players, which will give us 4 if we cut high eye. We'd have one. Right now we have 3 Disciplined players. 4 competitive players. And right now we are 1 under Spirited. So we need to replace one of these 2 with a Spirited player. Yeah, I think Werner's going to be the better option over High Eye long term. Plus, he's cheaper, so we'd be getting some money back. I think we're cutting too close there on that, though. Rossi, we're getting there. Tyrok Smith is a free agent. Tyrok Smith did prove himself last season, apparently. He had a whip under 1. And an ERA under 1 as well. He pitched really well last season. Maybe we give Tyrok a shot. Maybe he's ready. Maybe. I'll have to think about that. I really will. Stamp Jones is just too low rated. Although he would fit the chemistry bill. He's being boosted by those traits. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Lovestone, she's regressing. Wagyu is obviously crafty, and I've pitched a lot with Wagyu here in the series. I'm liking Buzz, but he's not quite low enough yet. Rally, I don't think we're going to get. I don't think we're going to get Chucky either. Kendra's a stretch. Mazo, Buttercup. I really like Abezo Hayes, but his reverse splits is only going to be a tier 1. He's not going to be as valuable. Interesting. Okay, Alan Sims. Hang on a second, guys. 1 sec. There we go, honey. I'm sorry. I didn't even notice. Go, baby girl. You spit up a little bit? Okay. Yeah, go clean you up there. That's okay, honey. Let me fix your head. Oh, there we go. There you go, honey. Sorry about that. Just yell at Daddy next time, okay? Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. All right. Honestly, getting Roundhouse or Hester here to replace Mushara's role in the roster is not that bad. That's actually pretty solid steal there this late. But yeah, I think everyone is just above all their price points, so I think we can wait one more round and just see what happens. Let's do it. Okay. There goes Overo. He's going to the he's re-signing with the Grapplers, so the Grapplers are very happy to get him back. Plus, they got Spectaculo to complement him. Stanley goes to the Moose. Kendra to the Pigs, so she re-signs with the Champs. AVA goes to the Moonstars, so the Platypi lose their ace. Gasser Morris leaves the Sandcats. He moves to the Champion Pigs. Rufus Zumar leaves the Platypi. He's going to the Hot Corners. Mario Mustachio is going to the Hot Corners. Vern Turnburner to the Freebooters, and they get Chucky Filthwick. So the Filthwick leaves the Jacks, and Turnburner leaves the Moonstars. Toot Whistle to the Heaters. She was a free agent for most of the season. Danger Villarreal, the rookie, is going to the Sawteeth. He'll be their new third baseman. What's her name? Kira Nutmeg is in the free agent pool, so they get an upgrade there at third. Hammer's going to the Nemesis. Javi Yoder, you're out of a job. Hammer Longbala is going to start in right field. Holy crap. That's a big move right there. Oh, all right, honey? Oh, I'm sorry. There you go, honey. Didn't mean to scare you. There you go. Sorry, honey. Put you a little too low there on the pillow. All right. Focus, focus, focus. All right, so catchers. Lift, what are we looking at? Lift is right at his price point. I think we can go maybe one more round. But he is already cheaper than Anton, and it would save us like $3 million. That'll kind of help us out down the road. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this move for Goodwood. Let's get Tough Lift in here. Are we sacrificing a lot of speed? Yes, but we're getting a much better fielder here. So I'll take Tough Lift over Goodwood. Plus, it gives us some money back. Then we're going to go the other route with the catchers. We can either get Sportsman, who's right at his price point, or Alberto King. I think between the two, I think Sportsman's the better option here, so let's get him over Signoro. Now, Disciplined is going down to Tier 1. We will need to get this back up to Tier 2. But I think that's okay. Get a nice young developmental catcher there behind Tough Lift. Alright, so catcher's done. Chris Ribeye, decent backup, short middle infielder. This would be him over Smokey Ash, maybe. Nah, I don't think Christopher Ribeye fits on the team anymore, so I think he's gone. Because we still have Dig. I keep forgetting we still have the man, the myth, the legend himself, good old Diggy Aforto. Moving down the list of bench outfield, Cash is almost there. Nicholas is at his price point. We can go a few rounds on those guys. Turner Hood is just above his price point. Jackson and Sachs are still here. I think the choice here is, what was Turner Hood making last season? He was making what? He was making 8-9, so I think if we want to save money, we go younger, or we go with cheaper, I should say. We need a disciplined player to get disciplined back up to Tier 2. We also need a spirited player to sign here at some point, because Turner was disciplined. So, actually, no, even if we sign discipline, we're still at Tier 1. Okay. Well, yeah, I think, based on that, I think our best option here is to go Yoink Sachs. I like Yoink for his defense, and we don't need to play him in the starting lineup if necessary. If necessary, we can just move Statsman to center field, put Song in right, and put Joe Trunk at first base. Or, ooh, we might need to put him in left field, because we don't have a left fielder on the roster, technically. Ooh, Nelly. Okay, yeah, this is getting interesting. But yeah, I really think having Yoink Sachs in the center field is going to be pretty freaking clutch for us, because the dude can basically fly throughout the entire outfield, and he's a great defender. Plus, I won't have him hitting grand slams against me. I like Turner, but I just don't think he showed enough to come back for another year, so I think he's out. I'm not a huge fan of Raul Castro. Marco DeMarco, I like DeMarco for the chemistry, but that's about it. He doesn't really offer too much else for us in center field, and plus he's 38 already, so he's only going to get worse. I think kind of last year was like his big flash in the pan, and he's just going to fade into obscurity. Raul, the trait just doesn't help him, although the discipline status might. Yoink also is disciplined, and he's a veteran presence. Hieronymus, he just can't field in center field, so I got to take him off the list. Godfrey, he'd be a great bench outfield option, but he doesn't help with chemistry. So it's got to be either Raul or Sachs, and I'm going to go with the veteran here. I'm going to take Yoink. Yoink's going to be a great signing for us, I think. So we do still need a bench outfield option. I'm thinking left field for that one. Nicholas Horton in left, or Cash Basket. We can go one more round on him, though. We don't need to move that one. All right, now to the pitchers. Dick Lucas is still here. So is Nick Dieguez. I'm very surprised nobody went and got Nick Dieguez. And because of that, I think I'm going to pivot. I'm going to go get Nick Dieguez because he's going to help with the spirited traits. Good old Nicky. I love Nick. Nick is awesome. He's amazing. Let's get Nick here on the roster. He's going to replace probably Patterson's spot. So let's put him here for now. That puts us down to $8 million. Okay, so we got to start looking at that budget. Sancha, I don't think we'll take her. We'll take Werner. I'll take Werner and get rid of High Eye, I think. Because this will save us a bit of money here. And we could get Zane Rossi here. He is cheaper than that. Or we could get Tarak and make him number 4. I think we get Tarak here. We get rid of Sawyer. I love Cecil, but we pitched with him so much in these series. I kind of want to bring in someone new just to work with him. So I'm going to give Tarak a second chance. Maybe we can develop him into something good. Plus, this will bring our discipline stuff back up to Tier 2, which is what we need. And then, what else? Starters, okay. Werner, bring him in for High Eye. Saves us some money there as well. So we're up over 10 million again. Okay, perfect. So now I'm noticing that our traits are going back into Scholarly. So maybe we take Scholarly up to Tier 3 and take Spirited down to Tier 2. Because there aren't as many good Spirited traits on the roster anymore. It's just starting to fall apart that direction, you know? Because let's see, we got, what are our spirited? We got power versus right-hander on Song, which is negligible. He's already a great power hitter. Star with RBI Hero at tier 2. That's still very good for him. Plus, he's got first pitch Slayer. Dive Wizard, that's not on the roster, so that's gone. We're technically down to 4. We're down to 4 spirited traits, because Rally Stopper's not on the roster either. So yeah, I think we take spirited down to tier 2, and we put a Scholarly up to tier 3. I think that's the move. I'm so glad we're pivoting on the fly here. It's amazing what you can do when you're paying attention. So Zane Rossi's out. We don't need him anymore. We don't need a starter. We actually got a pretty solid starting rotation. Buzz past him, I think, is going to be a great choice here. Over Killer Bengen. I think he's cheaper. He is, slightly. We lose the Volatile trait, which I'm fine with. We lose Elite Cutter. We get a trait back, and we get a Specialist at tier 1. Not ideal, but it's workable, I think. I think this is workable. Is there any long reliever who is scholarly? Let me check that first. There's Cutter, but he's 31. I'm not impressed with Cutter. He doesn't have a big league fastball. He just has the cutter. He has a cutter, a curve, a slider, and a change. He throws everything with movement, and he doesn't have great accuracy. Pena, he's too old. Rita is crafty. That would be nice, but expensive. Cutter is more expensive. Sergio Slider is disciplined. Slinger is disciplined. Buzz past him is spirited. Sebastian. Barris Cargo. Shirley Indiera is scholarly. Jacob Marshmallow is scholarly, but he's too much of a mop-up guy. But if we bring him in, if he's a long reliever, he's probably being used as a mop-up guy. Which I'm okay with, I guess. I do like Buzz past him, though. I'll come back to this. I'll need to see if we can work the chemistry elsewhere. Well, if we get a Mazo, he is scholarly, but he'll use up all our available budget. Roundhouse is scholarly. Okay. I think I'm seeing it. I'm seeing the path forward. Roundhouse. Mazo. Because remember, we still got to fill 3 roster spots with $10 million, so this is not going well. Okay, so after all that, we got a couple more roster moves. Dick Lucas to the Heaters. Turner Hood is going to the Buzzards, so he's going to be their new center fielder. They're going to replace Thurman Colt, it looks like. Javier Haudier to the wide load, so he leaves the Nemesis. Kitty Kaufman's going to the wide load, she leaves the Platypi. Silvio to the Sandcats, leaving the Moose. Johnny Bags leaves the Sawteeth for the Sirloins. Punchy Patterson goes to the Platypi, good riddance. Rookie Axel Hunter's going to the Moonstars, and John Renero's leaving the Sawteeth for the Blowfish. Okay, replacing Elvis Stanley there, it appears. All right, we're round 15 now. We're in the thick of it here. No pun intended there. Cash or Horton? Cash is no longer going to have her traits at tier 3. I think Horton is the more ideal bench outfield option here. But I really think we want a scholarly guy to have replace Dangerfield so that we would keep our traits where they are. Any other young options out here? That backup level? I'm not seeing any. Damn, really? This is going to be tough. This is tougher than I thought it would be. Dang it. Backed ourselves into a corner here. I thought I had it planned out, and it turns out I didn't. Whoops. Oh, dear. Cash would be a great backup outfielder, though. I do like Cash money. But $6 million, she's more expensive. Steve-O. Steve-O's not bad. Jules, Pumper, Bubbles. Javier Cortez fits the build. All right, Javier, I guess you're winning this one. Come on, buddy. At least you can play the outfield, I guess. All right, we're down to $5.8 million, and I still got to fill 2 roster spots. Yikes. All right, where can I free up? Oh, no, I don't want to free up money. We could sacrifice Warren. We could sacrifice Warren. I don't want to. That's scholarly. Nick Dieguez is great. I don't think we need Warren anymore then, if that's the case. Oh, dear. What have I done to myself? It's those big splashes here at third to short that are really hurting us right now. Sakta might have to be a sacrifice. I don't want to do that. I love Sakta. He's won back-to-back MVP awards. Oh, man, but I don't have enough money to finish the roster, I don't think. What can we get? We could get LaJoy back. Oh, great. Him for Warren Yount. Oh, jeez. I could hear the pitchforks. I can hear the pitchforks stirring. Bubkins. Yeah, and that only frees up $2 million. Maybe Meow. Oh, no. This is not going well, folks. I have backed us into a corner. Alright, yeah, I don't think we're going to get Buzz. I think we'll get Jacob. Put Jacob in for Killer. Gets us some money back. That puts us at 9. Sims is very well-rounded. I just noticed that. That's pretty damn good. He is cheaper than Amazo, but his chemistry doesn't fit. Let's get Roundhouse in here. Bring her in. She can replace Mushara. I'm with that. Puts me at 5-4. I got 5-4 left to fill 1 roster spot. I can't afford any of the relievers I want. Okay. Alright. We need to develop this team, too. Pitchforks are mine if you get LaJoy. Oh, no. You can save money on Alonso's slot, right? No. Why do you have 0 bullpen stats? We haven't filled the bullpen up yet. That's why. What'd I miss? Lots of stuff. So we're down to $5 million. I still have to fill the last bullpen slot to get an accurate bullpen reading here. And I may have to sacrifice either Warren Yount or Sakta Song to free the money up to do so, because we used all our money to bring in Liner and Star. Oh no, do we sack? Well, if we get those to tier 3, Hack Liner's going to be a freaking beast. Carlton, he's got his traits at tier 2. He's so young. Sakta's got 20 million staring me in the face. So if I bring him in for first baseman, is there anyone available? There's no one that's at his level. Nobody. There is Grunt Manley, though. Grunt Manley's not a bad option, but he is 34. Jess Fowl, she would keep the discipline where it is, but that is such a steep drop-off for someone of Sakta's level. Alonso was Spirited. So we're taking Spirited down to tier 2 because we only have 4 Spirited traits on the roster. We're definitely going to keep Scholarly at tier 3 if we can. And if we can sneak Crafty back to tier 2, I might do that, which is what I want to do, but I don't have the money to sign our last reliever. Joe Trunk would have to be first base. That's true. Joe would move to first, but then we would need a left fielder. Oh, dear. Well, there is Lila Arbor and Hetty Bugles. Steeler and Sprinter. 26 can still develop. Slapper Glute, overrated in my opinion. Rory Crowds, discipline would fit the build. Big Country. What's wrong, honey? You okay? It's alright. Daddy's almost done. Daddy's almost done. Sorry, honey, you dropped your nitty. Yeah, we have Yoink. He's in center. Yeah, right. That's what we got right now. So we have Lifton, Sportsman as the 2 new catchers. We have Sakta, who might be released. Joe Trunk would be first base at that point. We got Lewis Rhodes as backup there at first. Action at second, Liner at third, Smokey Ash behind him, Carlton at short, Dig is our utility infielder. Javier Cortez is in left right now for the chemistry only. He's the bench outfield option. Saxon center, and Statsman in right. Then we got Yout, Dieguez, Bergenberg, Smith, Marshmallow, Munstar, Heimlich, Roundhouse, and one roster spot to fill. I think we're going to need to break the seal and let Sack to go. I don't think we can keep 20 million on the roster. You have too many first basemen. Do you have any backup outfielders? Technically, Cortez is a backup outfielder. I'm trying to get a starting left fielder. Because then Joe Trunk would just move primarily to first base. We'd have to let Sack to go. 11, but he had only home run last season. And he still won MVP. He still won back-to-back MVPs. I think that's what he's riding on. I think it's time we got to let him go. All right, so we don't need a first baseman. We have Joe Trunk, so we can ignore first base. We need a left fielder. That's what we need. And I think we have the solution to our problems. I think we go get... We either get Rory Crowds, which would fill that one. Muffin Stubbock is regressing. The other option is Lila Arbor, who can't field in left, but she's got great hitting ratings. She's got decent speed. She's got a decent arm, too. Then we would just need to find a disciplined player for the bullpen. But the bullpen guys we're looking at are crafty, so I think this person needs to be disciplined. I think that's the thing. You could get a backup left fielder if you like Cortez. I don't like Cortez. I really don't. He's just here primarily for chemistry reasons. I like Big Country, but he doesn't fit the chemistry. I love Buck, but he's not doing me any favors. I think Rory is the option just to keep her disciplined at tier 2, because then we'll get a fourth trade back, and it frees up $13 million. Honey, it's okay. I'm almost done, honey. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. It's okay. I know. Daddy's taking forever. I know. Daddy always takes forever. I like Crowds over. He's more well-rounded. I like Rory over Cortez. I think Cortez primarily should just be a backup. He's probably feeling really offended right now. I know, but he's got the money that I need. So sorry, Sack. I mean, 2 MVPs are great for you and all, but I need to free it up. We bring in Liner. We bring in Star. Joe Trunk can take over at first. Yeah, that helps me out at least. Roy can take over in left field, and him and Trunk can flip-flop if necessary. Yoink covers center. Statsman's got right locked down. Cortez is decent as a bench option. Nothing special, but he'll do. And now I have enough money I can bring in another pitcher. All right, let's go get our relievers. Last reliever we need. We need a... I prefer a crafty arm. Because we're going down to 3 spirited traits now, so we definitely don't need spirited at tier 3. That can stay at tier 2 for all I care. So it can't be a Mazo. He's not crafty, so he's out. Alan Sims is very well-rounded. Fastball, curveball, slider. Rookie 20-year-old. Buttercup Francis, rookie 29-year-old. Would have tier 3 elite 4-seam fastball. Also has a curveball and a slider. Sasha would also fit. She's got Pick Officer, which would be a tier 2 fastball, curveball, slider. So we're getting fastball, curveball, slider regardless. So it's not the pitch types. Does Buttercup's tier 3 4-seamer trade balance it out? No, I think Sims is the better option. We need as much help in the bullpen as we can get. So I think Alan Sims is the right call. And we'll still get 9.9 left if we do that one. If we do Francis, we get 10.8, which is pretty good too. And then Sasha would put us at 10.6. Okay. Interesting choices here. Yeah, too bad. I love Haste. I love Amazo too. He's awesome. Buttercup's probably going to regress. Sasha could regress, but she's pretty good too. Allen is great. He's very well-rounded, but he's going to cost the most money. I think either way, we're going to have $9.9 million at the end of it, so we're still making over $500K, which is kind of where we need to be. We're right around that $10 million mark. So I think any of these options are great, so I'm just going to go best player available, Allen Sims. Best option. Perfect. Sweet. Right now, but Sims is younger. Yeah, that's what I'm going with. I'm going with the youth factor here. Honey, I'm almost done. All right, honey. All right, there we go. That's what we're going with. We're going to revamp the team. It's okay, honey. Okay, all right. I know. Here you go, honey. Here you go. Shh. It's okay. Here you go. All right. All right, so yeah, that's what we got. At least we got to keep Warren, so that's nice. We at least keep our ace. Plus, we got Dieguez, who can complement him right behind him. Bergenberg, he's back. He just won't die. And then we got Tarak. Tarak really impressed last season. He had an ERA under 1, and he had a whip under 1. So he put up the numbers. Let's see if he carries that over here as that developmental number 4. We got Marshmallow as the mop-up long reliever. We did that. I'm at the infield. Yeah, basically. Munstar's still here. Sims is the new rookie free agent pitcher. He can complement her out of the bullpen to give us 2 decent stoppers. Heimlich, he's been progressing really well this now with Tier 3 Elite 4-seamer. He should be even better. And Roundhouse is the rookie here. Another rookie. Hopefully she can develop nicely. Honey, it's okay. Shh. You're okay. Alright, and then moving up the list, we still have Statsman and right. We get Yoink Sachs, who's a more defensive-minded center fielder, but he's a really good player. Cortez is a decent bench outfield option. That's pretty much all he is. He's a decent pinch hitter, and he can come off the bench and field. Roy Crowds is a decent left fielder. He's very consistent across the board. We know him from the Platypi series, so we know what he can do. And we're not paying Horner Emmon. That's true. Dig is still here, bench infield option. Carlton is a new shortstop, obviously. We love him. Maybe he's the youngest option available and the cheapest. He's slightly overpaid, but it makes him happy, so that's good with us. Smokey Ash still here at third base. He's bench fielder, basically, to help complement Liner. We got Elroy at second still. Lewis Rhodes is the new backup first baseman, replacing Butterfinger. We get younger there, get a better hitter as well. Joe Trunk now going to take over at first base with Song's departure. He's great. He came on really well when we signed him last season. Sportsman is a new rookie catcher. Developmental piece. He's a good fielder already. He's got good contact. Just need to get that arm up there to Tier 3. And he'll be a sneaky ambush swinger on the first pitch. And if not, we can always bunt with him. We need a bunter. That's our boy. Overpaying just the A tier player tax. Yep. And Tough Lift. Veteran catcher now replaces Goodwood. Great fielder, and he's got a good arm, something Goodwood did not have. Plus, Lift is a pretty even hitter across the board. Goodwood was all power, so maybe that's the secret we need. All right, I think we're done. We can skip the rest of the offseason here. Let's see where the rest of our guys go. Yeah, you'll never sign your A's below value unless they regress. That's very true. And that's never in the offseason. It's always got to be in season. All right, let's see how this goes. I feel really bad having to let Sakta go, but I think the money was just there. It's just the money became an issue, and he had to... It's like Kat Floro in the Dive Bombers, if you're watching that series. She's someone we were building around, but we just ran out of money, and she was the only person who could do it. Sometimes you just got to hit the full reset button here. So we're scrolling down to find where we let off in free agency, which would have been right after Sakta's release. You trying to sit up down there, little girl? You're not quite old enough for that yet. You're not ready. We should almost be there. I kind of want to see what these big name signings happen. There we are. Okay, Rhonda Horn is going to the Grapplers. She is replacing Allie Find Air. Okay, interesting choice there. I don't think Allie retired, unless she retired in year 1. So that's going to be interesting to have a logjam at third base there when Rhonda can't field. Let's see, what else we got? Oop. There we are. Braun Thunderchump, former reliever for us, goes to the Moose. Hetty Bugles, young 26-year-old outfielder, to the Freebooters, replacing Cash Basket. Rip Dingers is going to the Sandcats. He leaves the Moose. Sal Slinger goes to the Moonstars. Left the Grass Eaters. Freebooters get Stubby Tubrick from the Platypi. Nolan Luncaster, new second baseman, going to the Bee-Wolves. Guy Gold leaves the Buzzards. He is going to the Crocodons now. So he's staying in division. We'll see him off the bench from time to time. Probably. Kira Nutmeg leaves the Sawtooth, going to the Moose. Pumper Lumpkins goes as a bench option to the Crocs. Winnie Noel leaves the Freebooters. She is going to the Crocs. Only good way to get him on your team is a shuffle draft. Yeah. For Blammo? Yeah, you're right. Taylor McWales is moving from the Moonstars to the Freebooters. Hayes is going to the Platypi. Okay, good for him. Drew Winkleson to the Crocs. He'll replace Vinny Vortex there in right field. A bench option, it looks like. Rita Raconda's moving to the Sandcats, being the long relief option. Stracy Wickers is going to be the backup catcher for the Crocs now behind Chukov. Stan Alive to the Platypi. Kansas Hale, signed by the Moonstars in the bullpen. Slapper Glute leaves the Heaters. He's going to the Crocs. Great, so he's a division rival now. Rookie Raul Castro's going to the Grapplers. LaJoy's going to the Moose. Enjoy him. You're going to need him. You're going to need some help with that one. Patrick Piddlestick, rookie right fielder's going to the Hot Corners. That's a good upgrade for them. Lloyd Cook's going to the Sandcats. He's going to be their second baseman. Pedro Nixon's going to the Moose. Sasha Special is going to the Wide Loads as the bullpen option there. Bubkins to the Heaters. Bozer to the Jacks. Landon Fair to the Crocs off the bench. Devin Gare, closer to the Pigs. Beefing up that bullpen, I see. She didn't like the Grapplers making that signing. Nope. Mick Steele to the Wide Loads. Joe Broseph to the Moose. Along with Finnegan to Orange, the rookie shortstop. They also get Wiggles Freeman back. So he's going to back up to Orange. Buttercup Francis will be going to the Hot Corners for their bullpen. She's replacing Hayes, obviously, and Broseph. Rogan Balls to the released by the Wide Loads for Omar Chambo. They had to free up some money, I see. Lila Arbor to the Heaters, the rookie outfielder. Jerry Caps to the Sawteeth. He left the Crocs. Henry Hamster moves to the Wide Loads. He left the Grass Eaters. Simba Delano to the Heaters. He re-signs. Swindle Roca, young first baseman's going to the Booters. Lionel Martinez is benched for the Heaters at first base. Brash Weeby is going to the Crocodons. Rookie third baseman replaces starter Ronda third. So that's an upgrade there, I would say. Not defensively, but, youth factor-wise. Bear Escargot to the Blowfish. Serena Stanley, rookie second baseman, going to the bench for the Heaters, replacing Bolter. They do get Kasha Emmon there on the Heaters, so we'll see her once a year. Big Country's going to the Wide Loads. Buck has left the Moose. Carter Shaw, young closer to the Jacks, replacing La Pata. Jess Fowl to the Hot Corners. Alberto King, rookie catcher to the Heaters. Spike Pena, Hot Corners. Klaus the Game leaves the Moose for the Grapplers as their closer. Great. So you mean to tell me they have Klaus the Game, Immaculate Spectacular, and Rally Overo? You gotta be kidding me. They're forming a super bullpen. Holmes to the Heaters, replacing Stiffner. Rossi, the rookie starter, to the Bee-Wolves. Cracker Barrel leaves the Pigs. He's going to the Sandcats. Slider to the Grapplers. Come on, really? Like they need any more help in the bullpen. Jules Bergman to the Grapplers. Withers Drader replaces Walt Huckster in the bullpen as that closer for the Sandcats. That's a good upgrade there. Ronan Bernard, rookie first baseman, to the Sandcats, replacing Rodney Park. Hefner Hackett goes to the Sandcats. The Moose get Rusty Bustum, replacing Perry Quaker. BH3 cut by the Hot Corners for Shania Burns. That's a good upgrade there. Archie Alonso's going to the Nemesis bullpen, so we'll see him. He's on a division rival. Cashmore is gone. Libby Doe leaves the Sawtooth to go to the Nemesis, replacing Lucy Finnegan's another upgrade in the Nemesis bullpen. Nicholas Horton, rookie outfielder, to the Freebooters, replacing Murky Nubs Wubbles. Good upgrade there. Jude McKay resigns with the Buzzards. Sacta's going to the Buzzards. Oh, my heart. No, not there. Anywhere but there, God damn it. He's gonna own Shaka Sports Turf now. Frazzler to the Platypi. What else we got? Geronimo to the Sawtooth, replacing Bobby Odor. Trisha Lee to the Platypi. Grunt Manley. Quick Nielsen to the Sawtooth, along with Chewy Sweeney. Crisp to the Grass Eaters. RH4 to the Hot Corners, replacing Jacobs in the bullpen. Goodwood signs with the Sirloins. Bangett signs with the Blowfish. Farmhand to the Grass Eaters. Okay. Lapata's the closer for the Sirloins now. Al Hopkins is going to the Jacks along with Larry Ramsey there as a backup catcher option. Buster Biggs is going to be the Grass Eaters' new left fielder. High Eye signs with the Beewolves, so team he's beaten twice in the series. Oakley Stiffs to the Sirloins. Sebastian Morrow's long arm for the Grass Eaters now. Dangerfield signs with the Blowfish. Torrens to the Sirloins. Hester, the rookie reliever, to the Pigs. Billy Bronx to the Jacks. Shirley Indiere to the Beewolves. Cash Basket's going to the Blowfish. Fabulo signs with the Jacks. Jackson signs with the Pigs. Bigsby with the Beewolves. Winder with the Beewolves. He re-signs. De La Cruz to the Blowfish, replacing Sammy Shigatani at second base. Ricky Kwan to the Nemesis, be the bench outfield option over Gabby Ganez. Godfred Storm re-signs with the Pigs. Buzz Paston to the Grass Eaters. Poke Foster to the Sirloins. Preston Adonis to the Pigs. Keg Gutterson to the Beewolves. Cecil Sawyer picks the Platypi. Deja vu. Harsh All Day to the Moonstars. Donovan Drake to the Platypi. Thurman Colt actually goes to the Moonstars. Everbright to the Buzzards. Tacoby to the Platypi. Yamamoto resigns with the Jacks. Pickleford to the Buzzards, replacing Tig Tantrum. Good upgrade there. Vinny Vortex chooses the Jacks. Grizz Senoro goes to the Buzzards, along with Herbert Hackman. Clubber Buff to the Moonstars. Run to third to the Platypi. Darcy Hicks to the Jacks. Charleston to the Sawtooth, replacing Rhymes. Stiffner to the Moonstars, and then Rodriguez to the Platypi, re-signing. Okay, not bad. All right, Marco DeMarco, still a free agent. Potential signing, maybe. Rodney Park, young shortstop option. Could have him in case things don't work out. Let's see. Charlie freaking Lopez, the old man's available. Vander Hawkins, got Studwick, Nerdword, Gonzalo, Blanc. Any young arms, young options out here? No, not Barry Ozone. Get out of here. There is Christopher Ribeye. He is still a free agent, so he is an option potentially. Down the road, maybe. Mondo, Laura Randall, young shortstop. Okay. Stamp Jones, young starting pitcher. Okay. That's it. All right, let's sum up. What's our first game? Our first game is going to be against the Nemesis. Okay, Dot the Cornice versus Warren Yout. So they took a step back there. They did sign a couple of our guys, though. What's the schedule look like, hey? What am I looking at? Oh, it's a doubleheader to start the season. Okay. Yout and Dieguez will take on the Nemesis for DeCornis and Mabetz. Bergerberg gets the Crocs against Maurice Brick. Go figure. Tarak Smith gets the first half of the Buzzards doubleheader against Pan Knibbles. So we're seeing Sacta early. And then our final doubleheader is at the end of the year against the Jacks again. Okay. And again, we're starting the year with 5 straight road games. Are you kidding me with this shit? Stop with the 5 straight road games. Last year was 7. This time it's 5. Can we see the Buzzards team? Sure, we'll do that real quick, and then we'll get out of here for the day. All right, we'll set the lineup next time and do all that fun stuff. Let's check that Buzzards team. I want to see what happened. They decided to spend all the money. Knibbles is part of the sacrifice. So they still have Jacques. They picked up Grizz to be the backup. Okay. Sacta. Huffley Buffler still at second base. They still have Whoopity. Jude McKay signs at third. They lost Mustachio. They picked up Hackman from the Moonstars. They still have Slamus, so he's going to be the shortstop. They lost Bunterson. Pickleford's in left. They lost Guy Gold. Turner Hood is now in center. They got rid of Thurman Cold. Sluggy Boomhauer is still in right. They still have Dano. They have Seymour Sox. They have a lot of outfielders for some reason. So they picked up rookie Jameson Cisneros. He's a rookie, right? Yep, he's a rookie. Deuce Stacker, Candy Sweet, and Pan Knibbles. Oh my god, that is a crappy starting rotation after Cisneros. It just goes off a cliff. And then they get Rocket, Stetson, and Buck Berger with Everbright and Walkman. Yeah, they sacrificed their entire pitching staff to get Sacta. That's basically what happened. Yep. Not great idea, guys. Alright, that's going to do it, guys. That's going to be a fun offseason. We did lose a lot of big pieces, but we have some new guys. Here's the list if you want to take a peek. And, let me know what you think of the offseason moves we made. We add Star, we add Liner, we lose Sacta. We had Tough Lift over Goodwood. What else? We had Roy Crowds come in and now be left fielder. Yoink Sachs is now in center. We get Nick Dieguez to join with Yout at the top of the rotation. We bring back Werner. We add Tarak Smith. And then we get a mop-up guy in Marshmallow. And then we pick up rookie Alan Sims and rookie Elliott Roundhouse. So let me know what you think of the offseason, guys. This is our new chemistry build. Let me know if I made a mistake or not. I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, this is the Nasty One, signing off. Have a wonderful day, evening, or afternoon, wherever you guys may be.